Hello everybody, Michael here for Tactica Imperialis with a news and rumours video. The Ork release is almost over, so I think it's a good time for me to sum up what we've had, talk about some of the rules that have been leaked or are already out depending on when this video goes up, or if the codex is out before this video goes up I should say, and then look slightly further ahead because there have been some rumours obviously of future products. So, this Ork release wave, we have had the Gorkanaut/Morkanaut kit. We have had the Flash Kits kit, we have had the Mech Guns kit, we have had a new mech with shock attack gun, we've had a Pain Boy, we've had a new mech, just mech, with a couple of variable weapon options, and we've had the Codex. The Codex isn't actually out yet, because generally they don't release them the day the White Dwarf comes out, it comes out a few days later, so it may be out today-ish, because this is up on a Wednesday, and they usually do it around that time. If not, it'll be out sometime this week, probably. And next week looks like it's going to be the Mega Knobs kit with options to make a big mech rather than a war boss. There may be a war boss option in there, but there's definitely a big mech option in there, which is a nice thing to see. If you haven't seen the rules already, they are in the various White Dwarves. As a quick summary, I did the Gorkanaut summary in my last news and rumours, I'll put a link in the description. Flash kits I also summarised pretty well. The mech guns are similar to regular artillery, they may be armour 11 now. You've got the main options plus a bubble cannon, a tractor cannon, and a custom mega cannon, I believe they're called. I don't have the stats in front of me. I haven't got that White Dwarf, I'm afraid. Sorry. And then obviously we have new Pain Boy. He is now a HQ choice. So there are no more such things as attaching Pain Boys to Knob Squads and paying for them as upgrades like Sergeants. Oh no. Pain Boys are a HQ now, which is good because you can put them anywhere. And it's not like you're taking up a slot for a war boss because there are two Ork Force Orgs. One is obviously Rulebook Force Org, so 2 HQs, 6 troops, 3, 3 and 3. This one has 3 HQs, 9 troops, 3, 3 and 3. So that's new and it allows you to take extra troops, which allows you to do it properly, and it allows you an extra HQ, which means you're not sacrificing space in order to play a Pain Boy. Or Captain Badrock, who is also a HQ now. I think Snickrot is as well, but if you take Commandos, he doesn't take up a slot. So, this is good. I do like this new Force Org, and it allows me to have a bit more of a play around. It sounds like big mechs are the way to go, though. War bosses look meh. I don't know, they just don't seem as gripping. We've got new relics, as you'd expect. These are reasonable. One actually is something I've been wanting for a long time. It's a gun that might just shoot your allies by mistake. It's an Assault 6 shooter. Might have some better stats, but on a 1 to hit, it ricochets onto allies apparently. And that looks really cool. We've got a boosted big chopper. We've got a nice piece of armour, I believe. And various other relics, and they're okay, I'm not mad keen. There's one that reminds me of Wazdaka's bike, because Wazdaka is no longer in the Codex. No Wazdaka, no Zogwart, they are gone. They are not in the Codex anymore. Same as with Guardsman Marbo, I think Chenkov's still there, Aurahem, and a couple of others who disappeared from the Guard Codex. Unfortunate, but possibly we'll see them in a supplement. There were rumours of a supplement. Gazkul is not a HQ anymore. He's a Lord of War. No. Why is he a Lord of War? I don't get it. We have 2 Lords of War in the Ork Codex. One is the Stomper and one is Gazkul. There may be another one, I don't think there is though. Why, oh why, did they put Gazkul as the Lord of War? You can't have a Gazkul army now without playing Unbound. Or he can't be a Warlord, anyway, without playing Unbound. And that sucks, I've got to say. New Warlord traits, these are reasonable. War is back and it's doing it properly. Now, all Ork units have the rule, here we go. And that means that it's basically a new fleet. They re-roll a charge dice. That's what it is. However, if you have a War, which may only be a War Boss ability, which gives you a reason to take a War Boss, or Gazkul or whatever, you get Old Fleet. Old Fleet is back, which is absolutely brilliant. You can run and charge again. Thank you, Games Workshop. Well done. I'm very happy with them for doing that. So, I don't know if this is a War Boss unlock or whether any HQ has it or how many units it actually applies to, but Run and Charge is back, ladies and gentlemen, and I'm very happy for one to see it. Yeah, happy with that one. Think. Looted Wagon. Looks like it's still in-ish. There was a White Dwarf exclusive datasheet in this White Dwarf with the Codex release. It says it's White Dwarf exclusive, so will it be in the Codex? I'm not sure. And there was a model on that page. It looked like a very well converted Lehman Russ, but it could be a unique model. I'd like to see a unique model. I'd be very keen on getting it because I'm bad at converting tanks. Some little tweaks. The custom force field is now a 5+ invulnerable. Good. However, if you're in a vehicle, it only affects the vehicle rather than units in 6 inches. It's still 6 inch range outside, it's a 5 invulnerable, but it apparently has no effect in melee. Apparently, I'm not sure. Cyborg Body has taken a massive nerf. It's gone from a 5+ invulnerable save to feel no pain. I believe it's even 6+ feel no pain. What? The Cyborg Body was the one thing that made a war boss survivable. I'm not going to lie. Orcs need an invulnerable save sometimes, and that was one of the things that they really lacked. And the Cyborg Body being nerfed to feel no pain sucks. I'm not going to lie, that sucks. There's some new war gear out. Some little things. The big chopper has been boosted to be AP5 now. I'd rather have had AP4, but AP5 will do. It means that it's actually got a chance to kill a guardsman now. Makes it at least semi-viable. It's still only 5 or 10 points, which is good. As I say, Captain Badrug has moved to HQ. I don't know if this makes him any more viable. I don't think it does. He's pretty much stayed exactly the same. Zagstruck, he can't assault anymore from deep striking. I don't think, although his Hammer of Wrath strikes at strength 8 AP2 to represent the fact he has power claws, which is good. Storm Boys can run 2d6. I'm not quite sure on the wording of that. I haven't seen the actual wording. It might be pick the highest dice when roll 2d6, keep the highest to run, or run 2d6. I'm not sure. If it's run 2d6 and they have access to the WAR rule, that's terrifying. That potentially gives Storm Boys a 36-inch hit range. I'm not kidding. 36 inches if they have WAR. If they don't, it's still 24. But 36-inch charge. What? Admittedly, that requires a lot of luck, but hey, you never know. Particularly with the reroll on the charge dice, you might just get it. So that's quite good. Most stuff has stayed pretty similar. Grot Riggers are It Will Not Die. They are 5 or 10 points on most vehicles, 20 points on the Gorkonaut, which is not an assault vehicle. Some people are now worried because of the lack of assault vehicle that the Gorkonaut particularly doesn't have much application apart from just killing stuff. And I can see why, although I do think it makes a nice concept for an army with a Stomper, Gorkonauts, Death Dreads and Killicans. Killicans now have morale, I think. They can get panicky, which is weird. Vehicles with morale. I don't think it's quite morale or leadership values, but it's something along those lines. Speaking of morale, mob rule has been changed to a table. I'm not happy with this one. I think it works. You still take the leadership test as normal, and if you fail it, you roll on the mob rule table. On a 1, you fail unless you're in melee. So you get on a 1, you'll still fail the leadership test, but you'll pass it if you're in melee, I think. On a 2 to 4, characters sort of beat sense into order. If there are no characters, you fail. And on a 5 to 6, you need 10 or more models. I'm not sure if this is you do it before you take the leadership test, or you do it if you fail the leadership test. I'm not quite sure. And if it's after you fail the leadership test, I like the table. It's a nice idea to keep the orcs in place, particularly if they're in melee. If it's before you take the leadership test, I'm not so keen. Because it basically means that you need big mobs, all with characters, all designed for melee, which is dumb. Tank busters no longer have to shoot at tanks. They get double victory points if they first blood a tank, but they don't actually have to attack tanks anymore, which is good. Rocket launchers are 5 points cheaper on boy squads. Nothing amazing, but it was probably a good idea. Looters are now in the heavy support section, which is now one of the most overstuffed heavy support sections anywhere. Because you've got the 2 new walkers, you've got looters, you've got the Death Dread, which is pretty good apparently. The killer cans, the looted wagon, the battle wagon, flash kits. The heavy support section will be jammed in most Ork army lists. It looks like it's going to be a really powerful section. Burners have stayed pretty much the same. I think they have access to dedicated trucks now, which is very useful because it was a real oversight from the 4th Ed Codex, if you ask me, not having dedicated transports for some units that need to get up close, i.e. burners. There was a new piece of war gear for Mega Armoured Big Mechs. It's called a Teleport Blaster. I'm not sure how it works yet because I haven't seen it, but it looks pretty awesome. there's a rumour that mechs actually don't count as HQ slots. Think Minister and Priest. They're sort of free unlocks for taking other HQs. For every HQ you get a mech, I think. And that sounds really cool. I like that concept. And it's basically custom force field spam all over the place, which is why I think big mech themed army lists are going to be much more commonplace now. Because unless war bosses are the only ones with access to this war rule, there's no real reason not to take big mechs. The other HQ choice is the Weird Boy. There is an Orc Psychic Discipline. Most of the powers are the same. One has been changed name from Here We Go, because that's obviously now a rule, to The Jump, or Da Jump, which is basically the same thing, you just teleport. You can call free Y, you've got Frazzle, you've got Zap, you've got Headbanger. There is a couple more, but I can't remember what they are, because obviously some of the powers have changed. Not 100% though, although I'm sure they'll be online somewhere. I'll try and find them, and if I can find them, I will stick a link in the description for you guys. But don't bank on me doing that, because trying to find the information again when trolling back through my Twitter feed could get quite long-winded. But I'll do my best. And as always, there will be links to some stuff, MBG's reviews of the White Dwarfs. If you want to see the rules for the new guns, you can possibly get a look at them there. I'll put the DACA threading, because you'll get a load of images, and I will put what I can in the description for you guys. So that's the Orc release wave. And next up is obviously Mega Knobs. They're going to be armed with kill saws as a second option, which basically give them armor bane, which is good. And now they have access to putting pain boys in the squad, which I'm thoroughly thankful about. Oh, and the Stomp has 12 hull points if anyone's interested. 12. Ow. Okay, so moving on. Orcs, done. What's coming? Well, there are two new things rumoured. One is Daemons and one is Bretonnia. So, fantasy people, looks like Bretonnia are in for a new release. At long bloody last. Bretonnia have been... I've seen 2 references pretty much to Bretonnia in the entire 6 years I've been collecting. That's it. It might have been more in White Dwarfs, but not many references to Bretonnia whatsoever. So they're in for a new release. It looks like we'll get plastic Grail Knights, which is good. They're a pretty seminal part of the background. It'll be good to see them in plastic. I don't know much about this release wave. There's not been much, but it's possible. It's possibly going to come in the wave after this Orc release. Or maybe it's next, I don't know. The other thing is Daemons. And this is sort of a cross-system thing. And we're not sure what's going to go in this, because Daemons have a good codex. It's a 6th edition codex in terms of 40k, and it was released at the same time in 8th edition fantasy. And it's still 8th edition fantasy, so there's no point re-releasing it. It's pointless. So there won't be a new book, but what do you do kit-wise? Because the lesser Daemons are all in plastic. Excuse me, guys. Okay, sorry about that, phone rang. So where are the Daemons? Yeah, talked about the book, and in terms of kits, the lesser Daemons are all in plastic. The Demonic Heralds all have a plastic option through the Skull Chariot, the Disc, the Seeker Chariot, or whatever it's called. So there is an option for every plastic Herald. And the Herald of Nurgle has its own kit as well, I believe. So there are no real options there. In terms of like specialist Demons, Beasts of Nurgle are the only ones I think that are still in not plastic. They may have been redone in the last wave, I can't remember. Flamers have been redone. Blood Crushers got redone. Seekers got redone. Almost everything now for Chaos Demons and Demons of Chaos Fantasy is in plastic. So what's left out of plastic, really? The Greater Demons. So I think, and I think there are a couple of people who think, the next demon release, if there is one, will be the Greater Demons, i.e. the Bloodthirster, the Lord of Change, the Great Unclean One, and the Keeper of Secrets. And we don't really know what they're going to do. If there is anything, it may just be another rule set, like a Battle Zones book or whatever, with a couple of supplementary specialists. But I do think that if they're going to do anything, it'll be the Greater Demons, because they're still in metal, at least some of them are. And if they're anything like the old Metal Demon Prince to put together, they're a nightmare. Because we had a Metal Demon Prince at club, it was Ben's, and we managed to get stick together once, and within 5 minutes it had fallen off the table, broke, and was never seen again. So I do think they need a redo. The Bloodthirster and Lord of Change, particularly because they've got big wings. The Great Unclean one could probably just about get away with it because it's just a lump. But it could do with being in plastic anyway, because that would help cut the cost and add some posability. I reckon they will be separate kits, because a Greater Demon kit all in one, you just add too many options for people. I mean, think about it. A Bloodthirster with a Lord of Change staff in one hand and a Great Unclean one sword in the other. Who the heck cares? It would look really awesome, but I don't think that's going to happen. So if it's anything, it'll be the Greater Demons, or possibly some of the lesser heralds, such as Skulltaker, who may still be in resin, the Mask possibly, and Epidemius might get a redo, but I don't know. We'll find out. So that's all for this. I know there's not much in the rumours, but I've got quite a good cover on the Orks. If you want to find out more, there will be hopefully some links in the description, or head over to my Twitter. I've probably shared most of the links through that on Tactica Imperial. Let me know what you think in the comments. I'm particularly interested to think about this Demon release wave. What do you think? So let me know. Thank you. So thank you for watching, and I will see you again.